Ladies and gentlemen, it is May the 3rd, still, 2017. Now, one of my favourite books, or most memorable books that I've read, is called Invitation to a Beheading, and it's by Vladimir Nabokov. I read it in the late 80s. I was recommended to it by a friend. I found it fascinating, darkly humorous, very interesting indeed. It's about this man who's arrested for gnostical turpitude is what it was for, but this is the absurd, just for nothing basically, for not fitting in. He's going about his day, arrested, put in front of a judge, just a judge, and it was judged that he's guilty and he's going to be executed in 20 days, have his head cut off. This reminded me of the situation in the country right now. Administrative courts sending around bailiffs, not bailiffs, enforcement officers, unlawfully, with stuff that comes from unlawful courts. And of course you want to examine the papers, don't you? Because you just get told you've got a judgment against you. No, you don't have any paperwork. There's no true lawful procedure followed, which to my mind is fraud or the very beginnings of it. And the whole, we're in dangerous ground here. And you get letters saying you're going to go to prison, which is a lie. Can't do that in the law, only if you consent to it. Loads of other unlawful stuff associated with it, and with the so-called taking of property, all unlawful. But anyway, they have these administrative courts, and then they say you owe money, and we're going to send round enforcement blokes to take it off you. You haven't seen the paperwork, you didn't even know there was a case. It's being judged totally and absolutely unlawful. And when you come across this, it takes time to sink in. You could see it several times, and then suddenly you experience it again, and it is incredible what is going on. That is about destroying any of the freedom we have in our country. And it's not so much freedom, it's destroying the application of the law that of course ensures your freedom. And it's the framework of our country. It's being destroyed. Anyway, people go to these courts because what they do, they have them in, they say it's at the magistrates court. So you think, it's the magistrates. That's if you do see a summons, by the way. But if you don't see one, they say the court has decided. What court are they talking about? Oh, magistrates court. So you ring magistrates court. Well, hey, there's a case then, say last November. Please, could I see? I require to know how I can view the court documents. I require to know that. If you'd like to tell me, that'd be great. Oh, no, you can't. We don't hold the papers here. Hang on, what? No, it's all held by the council. They're the ones who run the whole thing, basically. That's to paraphrase what was said. They run it. Hang on a minute, isn't that a bit of a conflict of interest? First you're told it's a magistrates court, now it's not, it's just run by those who have taken the case against you. And they're just summarily sending out judgments to people and then threatening them and harassing them. There is something called psychological assault, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up. So you say, listen, I tell you what, could you please tell me the name of the man or woman who administers that building, who runs the building, runs the hiring of the rooms to this council? What's their name? No, I can't give you that. Look, no, I need to know the name. You're running unlawful courts in your building. I need to know the name so I can inform them. No, I've got to terminate the phone call. Can't hear you, oh dear. And that's it. Invitation to a Beheading by Vladimir Nabokov. You're under arrest. You're guilty. No trial. No witnesses. Subject matter jurisdiction. Just you're guilty. Go away. 20 days. Get your head cut off. Actually, the hero didn't get his head cut off. It seemed he just walked off at the end. But anyway, this is where we're going. I know somebody who's from Poland, and she was around in the early day, in the days of Poland when it all changed, went communist, and she said she or she was around through that, you know, in those dark days in Poland. And she said that what's happening in this country is exactly the same. She can see it. It's like the stranglehold is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Our whole justice system is hanging by a thread. And it's up to you out there to start doing something about it and using it and recognising the lawlessness that there is being committed. The layers of it, the treason, everything, the fraud. Start recognising it. Start recognising the falsehood. Start recognising also, which is something I think we've all got to do, is how much more we need to know to get any traction here. And we do need to learn as much as we can. You know, it's absolutely imperative to start using the law and also to stop consenting to this by voting for it, by registering to vote, by paying for it. I believe these are the most important things we can do. Politely informing those who are responsible that they are breaking the law, and that you will take them to court and have a court action against them unless, you know. This is what I believe people have got to start doing. We're going to get anywhere because we are going, it is going that way. And okay, Invitation to a Beheading by Vladimir Nabokov is darkly humorous, but this is not. It's very dark, but it isn't humorous at all. At all. We're that far away. That far away. All right, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please look into this. Please look into the law. Please look into the origin of our law. Please look into the Bible, which is our true authority, that is actually, if you use it, implemented through the common law. Okay? Please do this. Please look up men like Richard Cornforth. You know, look into this as soon as you can and apply it. And also pray for courage, because you will need it. This is where the strengthening of your spiritual side comes in, because dealing with this dark entity that is actually being channeled by our governments and all the government departments at all levels, it is taking a very, it's got a very strong foothold right now. Anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I shall speak to you soon.